How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today, I'm going to talk about credit card fraud prevention and how in this day and age, you really have nothing to worry about whenever you get an unauthorized charge. Fraudulent charges can be removed from your credit card statement fairly easily. However, I still like to take preventive measures just because I don't like seeing fraudulent charges on my credit card at all. I'll share these experiences later in the video. First, I'd like to tell you about my new sponsor, Banggood.com. They're kind of like an Amazon. They sell a lot of electronic gadgets and things like that. The main purpose of this website to me is that you can find a really low price doodad type of thing from Banggood.com. If you go on Amazon and you look for Amazon Basics or something, yes, it will be lower price. But when you go on Banggood.com, you would see things often much cheaper than that. Generally, if you don't really care about shipping time, you can have it shipped from China for the lowest possible price if you have the patience, because it normally takes something like 7 to 20 days before it would arrive. Sometimes they have these items held in US warehouses so they can get shipped much faster. If you pay a little bit, maybe like $1 or something for a certain item, you can get them shipped a little bit faster. These days, the website has its own brand name. So this website, it's called Banggood. And then they have this sub-brand called Blitzwolf, where they have like charger cables, power battery banks, and like robotic vacuums. Coming up, they have an 11-year anniversary, which they're trying to promote between September 7th to September 9th. Now, these sale days is going to be 2 weeks from the day I release this video, and they're going to have various discounts along the way as well. However, the thing to watch out for is this September 7th to 9th timeframe, because the discounts will be very, very deep and something akin to Amazon Prime Day type of thing. So to me, if you're looking for something that you do not have a particular brand in mind, and you're just trying to get something that works and is fairly cheap, and probably that you don't mind waiting a week or 2 or even 3 weeks, then yeah, you can go on there, check it out to see what the prices are in comparison, and just give it a try. You can check out their website down in the video description below, where I'll leave some affiliate links. Now let's talk about credit card fraud prevention. The number one thing you'll notice is in a lot of your credit cards, there's going to be a chip card embedded in your credit card nowadays. This makes theft a lot harder because you actually have to put the chip in the card reader, and it has to do an authentication process. And this is really hard to mimic because a thief cannot just copy all the 16-digit number, the expiration date, and the back 3 or 4-digit number on your credit card and try to use your card anymore. They actually have to have the authentication procedure inside this chip card. If you have a credit card without a chip in it and you go to a restaurant and have them swipe your credit card, the server could be a thief or something, and they can take your credit card and just copy down the numbers, everything on it, and they'll have your credit card information, and possibly they can take this and somehow use it on an online place or something like that and get away with this, or perhaps they can just go and sell your credit card online. Nowadays, it's a little bit harder because even though they have your credit card and they need to put it in their machine, they can only put it at a machine that they possibly have at the moment, and this will increase the risk of stealing your credit card numbers. So even if they copy down all your numbers, they can't just take this to a different merchant and buy something with it. There are merchants that do not have the chip card terminal, and so these thieves could potentially take these numbers and spend stuff at these merchants that don't have the chip card reader. However, the credit card companies have put the liability onto the merchants themselves. So if they refuse to upgrade their terminals, and if they have some fraudulent activity, and they're going to have some, maybe, I don't know, 1 in 1,000 or something, there would be some fraudulent activity, then they would be responsible for those charges. Therefore, that means if they do not upgrade, they're going to have a certain percentage of loss along the way. The second thing to prevent fraud is, of course, dispose of your credit card properly. You want to cut it up, shred it up or something, and divide it into several different portions and dump it in a trash can separately. Now, let's say they're somehow able to retrieve all the pieces of your credit card, combine it somehow, and still read all the credit card numbers out. They still have the problem of trying to use these numbers at a merchant that does not require the chip. So you might feel a little bit better about disposing your credit card, but for me, I prefer to not see some random charges on my credit card at all. So therefore, I would prefer to cut all my credit cards up, just dispose them properly, and not even have these fraudulent things appear on my credit card, because whenever it does happen, it sort of stresses me out a little bit. Even though I know I can remove it, it's just another thing that I have to do. It's like another task. Now, the third and last line of defense, of course, if you have something on your credit card that's not yours And I've seen this before. I've seen a credit card charge where someone like ran off somewhere, bought sneakers, and then like bought some, just buying a lot of strange things along the way. You're like, oh my gosh, this person went to Foot Locker and then somehow, 20 minutes later on, they went to get gas. They think they're on some sort of shopping spree or something. But if you do see some fraudulent activity, all you have to do is call your credit card up and tell them, yeah, this is fraudulent. They might mail you some papers to sign saying that, yes, you are very certain that this is not your charge. And basically, you're signing a legal document saying that these are not your charges. Now, if you happen to lie, okay, and I bet there are some people that might go, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go on shopping spree and then go and say, oh, this is all fraud, this is not me. But even though it's your own credit card and you just kind of lie and say, oh, this is not mine, this is kind of the same thing as frauds. Now, I have 2-3 instances of fraud on my credit cards before. Over the many years. The first time I actually have to sign some legal documents and mail it back. It was a pretty lengthy process and it took maybe 2-3 weeks. And basically it was a pretty stressful event because it was a couple $100 worth. And basically you have to wait in the mail for it to come to say, oh yeah, we definitely removed it. You're not responsible. The past few years though, I did have a fraudulent activity on my Citibank card. And basically I just have to go on Citibank, go on the statement on their website and just click it. And then they have some drop down thing that goes, oh, report this charge and say that it's a fraudulent activity. And you can do this all online. And basically, it's a very easy process. I'm not sure about all the other credit cards because I only have several instances to share with you. And I feel like the fraudulent activity has really toned down a bit because a lot of times when you have a credit card these days, they have algorithms, I guess, to kind of flag the things that are not characteristic of your normal spending behavior. Now, this automatic flagging method is annoying in itself because when they first started rolling it out, I was going between here and LA and I needed to put in gas a lot. And sometimes they would go, oh no, you can't do this. This is like too many times of adding gas. I do it like 2 or 3 times and then I think just on the second time, they didn't like me putting more gas in. I actually have to call the credit card and say, no, this is me. So this is really annoying when you have a credit card and they freeze the credit card on you and you want to use that credit card because you have a whole bunch of percentage cash back or something. You want to use that particular one. So you end up having to use a different credit card. If this is the only credit card that you carry around, it's going to give you a lot more trouble because suddenly, oh no, you got to find an ATM machine or something or like pay in alternate ways, even though that's the only credit card that you have. Now, I hope sharing this experience with you was helpful. By the way, I hope you guys noticed that there's this brand new mic over here. I have this strange headset thing that's on me. It's a little strange because I don't like having a headset on. I'll try to do something about it, maybe wear earphones or something. But I hope the sound quality is a lot better on here. I know it has a lot better low frequency response. And I picked this one on purpose because I heard the Twit podcast by Leo Laporte. And I just really like that sound. I like this like low bassy type of audio. And I don't know, it just sounds really good. I think if you're listening to me on this, just listening to the audio, it's kind of addictive. I mean, I'm just talking and I'm like, oh, let me listen to myself. Anyway, I have this switchboard over here now. It's I got all this stuff for you guys. It's strange to say that it's for you guys, but it's also for me too because I bought this stuff and I'm the one that's owning it. But then the people, you guys that are listening to me through this, is the benefactor of this because then you get better audio. If you're watching my videos every day, then you have to hear me speak. And hopefully, having better audio will make this experience a lot better. Now, because I have this switchboard, I'm going to play with it a little bit just so that you know what I can do with this thing. Here you go. I am going to reduce my bass, which I don't like as much. I'm going to put it back like this. Hello. And then I even have sound effects too. How great is that? Okay, right now, let me put myself in a chorus mode. Chorus, hello. This is with a reverb. Oh, that's interesting. Echo, okay. Delay. So bright room. This basically sounds like in here actually. Anyway, this gives me a lot more control over the audio and it sounds a lot better. I hope you agree. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this audio. And as always, if you're interested in supporting this channel, don't forget to check out my Audible link down in the video description below, where you can get a free audiobook. And if you don't like this audiobook or this service, you can cancel it before the subscription ends and you can still keep the audiobook. And if you're interested in supporting my channel and help me improve the content of these videos that I'm making for you guys, don't forget to check out my Patreon over here. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel over here and click that bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you get a notification whenever I upload a brand new video. Thanks for watching.